Hey guys, and welcome back for another HIIT yoga session. For today's session, all you're going to need is some space on the floor, a mat if you have one, and whenever you're ready, come and join me in Tadasana. My HIIT yoga classes have been designed in a Tabata style format. You'll be moving through 3 different rounds: mobilization, strength building, and cardio. Each round has 5 different movements. You'll be moving for 45 seconds for each movement, and then you'll have a 25-second rest in between each whilst I demonstrate the next one. In between each round, you'll have a minute's rest, so go ahead, grab a glass of water, take a couple of breaths, whatever you need to do, and then reset, ready for the next round. When you've done 5 circles in both directions, we're just going to come back to neutral. Inhale as you lift your right arm up high. Exhale, reach all the way over to the left. Inhale back to center, switching over the arms. Exhale, reach all the way over to the right. We're just going to do 3 of these on each side. Always inhaling to find that length and stretch. Exhaling to fold and reach. Last one each side. And then come back to center, arms go out wide, and you're just going to wrap the arms around the body as you twist to look behind. So just let the arms fly wherever they need to go. One more rotation each side, and then come back to center. Inhale as you extend the hands up above the head, soften at the knees, and we're going to hinge at the hips as we come all the way down into a forward fold. We're going to take the ragdoll variation, so opposite hand to opposite elbow. Think about drawing that chest over the thighs, crown of the head towards the floor, and just gently rock from side to side, getting into those hips, those glutes, those hamstrings. And then gently take the hands to the floor, step the feet back, and find your down facing dog position. From here, think about pressing through the hands, crown of the head towards the floor, tailbone high towards the sky, and then just gently pedal out through the feet, alternating side to side, opening up those calves, those hips, those hamstrings. And then when you're ready, we'll take a vinyasa. So we're going to inhale, roll forwards, drop the knees if you need to. Exhale, low plank. Inhale, press up to cobra. And then exhale as you tuck the toes and press back to down facing dog. From here, take the right foot outside of the right hand into a lizard lunge. Option to drop the knee if you want to, and then inhale as you lift and twist. Exhale, elbow tap to the floor if you can, or just reach as far as you can go. We're going to do 3 elbow taps on the right side. Replace the hand when you've done those 3. And then step back to down facing dog. We'll switch sides, so left foot comes outside of left hand, dropping the back knee to the floor if you want to. Inhale to lift and twist, and the same again, elbow tap to the floor. Inhale to lift and twist. Exhale, elbow tap to the floor. Last one, inhale, lift and twist. Exhale, elbow tap to the floor. Replace the hand, step back to down facing dog, and then walk the hands all the way to the back of the mat. Find your Uttanasana forward fold. Heel toe your feet out towards the edges of the mat, find a squat stance. And then inhale as you come all the way up, extended Tadasana, palms together at the top. Exhale, come down into your garland pose. So think about just keeping that chest nice and high, heels to the floor if you can. If that means you're here, that's absolutely fine. You can pulse in the bottom of this squat, using your elbows against your inner thigh or inner knees to press them apart and pull the chest through. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, and then we're going to take left hand to the floor. Inhale to lift and twist with the right. Exhale, release, switch hands. So right hand to the floor, inhale to lift and twist to the left. Exhale, release. Heel toe the feet back underneath the hips as you come up into that Uttanasana forward fold again. And then we're going to walk the hands all the way to the front of the mat and take one more vinyasa. So we're going to exhale, low plank. Inhale, press up to cobra or sphinx, wherever you need to be. Exhale, tuck the toes and press back to down facing dog. From here, walk the feet all the way in towards the hands, coming back into your Uttanasana forward fold at the front of the mat. And you can take that ragdoll variation one last time if you want to. Take a few deep breaths. And then whenever you're ready, inhale to come all the way up. Extended Tadasana, exhale, release the arms. You should be feeling pretty warm. So the first movement we're coming into, we'll begin with the mobilization round. So you're going to come onto the floor and find yourself in a prone position. If you guys just sit upright for the moment while I demonstrate so that you can see. We're going to come into a prone snow angel. So you're going to come onto the floor, forehead to the floor, reaching the hands forwards, but just slightly lifted an inch or two off the floor. You're going to take the arms all the way out to the side, palms facing down, and then switch the palms facing up and come all the way behind you. Tap the base of your back, and then again, bring them all the way out and around. So this is really good for improving your shoulder movement and stability. So try and keep those hands lifted. Just do as many as you can. The slower you go, the harder and more work it will be for you, the more you'll get from the movement. But feel free to just take your time, move through it, and enjoy. So we'll start with the first one. So in 10 seconds, you'll hear this clock suddenly beep. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So if you come all the way down, find that prone position. Inhale to lift the hands off the floor. You can bring the head off the floor if you want to as well. Doesn't really matter. Take them all the way out to that T-shaped position. Switch the palms up. Come back behind you, tap your lower back, lift up again, and then come all the way back round and reset. Try and keep the arms nice and straight as you do this.
Halfway there.
You're over halfway. So you're doing really well, guys. I think, because a lot of you are out of your screens. But you're doing really well. It's absolutely fine. You have 5 seconds left on the clock, so maybe one more, and relax. The next movement is a body flow. So we're going to tuck our toes, press back up into our down facing dog position. And we're simply just going to inhale as we roll forwards, drop the hips, look up, find cobra, and then exhale as you tuck the toes, press back, find your down facing dog. So it's just that moving from one transition to the other. So set yourself up in your down facing dog. Inhale as you roll forwards, drop the hips, look up, find cobra. Take a moment to find your alignment in that position and then tuck the toes, press back as you exhale to down facing dog. Again, if you want to take a moment to find that stretch and then come forwards again. So just take your time, feel the movement in these movements, guys. This first round is all about mobilization, finding your movement, moving through it. So you're over halfway, you've just got 15 seconds left on the clock. Keep moving through those transitions. Really good, guys. Brilliant. Well done, Julie, that's brilliant.
Rest.
And then rest. The next movement is child's to cobra. So we're going to come from the back of the mat, finding our child's pose. Take the hands out just slightly wider. Try not to move the hands in the transition. And you're going to scoop the chest through the arms and come up into cobra. So really focus on that bend in the spine as you go through. So you're scooping the chest through, keeping nice and low, and coming up into cobra. So set yourself up. Find your child's pose at the back of the mat, hands out wide, and then just scoop all the way through as you eventually press through and up to cobra. So you're finding that nice thoracic spinal movement as you go through the transition and then just sitting back. You're just over halfway
there.
So keep scooping and moving. See if you can keep that chest as low as you can all the way through as you come through that transition. Keep the chest nice and low. You can bend the neck to look up and see where you're going. Really good. You have 5 seconds left, so see if you can do one more. And then we're on to the next movement. So we're going to come back up into that down facing dog again and come to bridge. So we were doing bear to bridge last week. We're doing down facing dog this time. So lifting one leg up high, bending at the knee, coming all the way over, finding that bridge position, reaching back with that hand if you want to, and then resetting, finding down facing dog and going over to the other side. So it's kind of like a break dance movement, moving from one to the other. So find that bridge position, take one leg up and over to the opposite side, Both feet are flat on the floor. Thrust those hips up. Find that stretch in the front body. Come back to center, reset in that down facing dog, and then find bridge. For those of you who want a more progressive option, you can always take this into wild thing.
Halfway there.
Which is where we'll all be leading to in the coming weeks. So you're over halfway, you've got 10 seconds left on the clock.
10 seconds.
Really good. Nice work, guys. And then we've just got one last movement left of this round.
Rest.
Lovely, rest. So we're going to come into our frog squats. So we're going to come into our garland pose stance, coming all the way down into that garland position. Hands go over the top of the feet and clasp the outside. You're then just going to send hips up to the sky, straighten the legs as much as you can, and then come back down. So you're inhaling as you come up, exhaling to fold. So you're just literally squatting up and down, opening up those hamstrings and those hips. Take your time. This is a nasty pose. It feels easy to begin with. Within 3 or 4 goes, you'll soon feel your legs hurt. If you need to take a moment to shake them out halfway through, you can. This is really good though for mobilizing the hips, mobilizing the ankles, and also getting into those hamstrings. You're over halfway, so see if you can do 2 or 3 more. Really focus on those end postures, getting nice and deep in the squat and extending in that forward fold. And in 3, 2, 1, rest. Well done, guys. Grab some water if you need to. And you've got a whole minute's rest before we go into the next round. So the next round is your strengthening round. Again, I'll give you different levels to each movement, especially for this one, and just take it easy. Go as far as you want to go. So the first movement, you've got 36 seconds left on the clock. The first movement is a plank walk. So just take a moment to cast your eye over here, finding yourself in your plank position. You can come into the regular plank, or you can use the knees, however you want to. And you're simply coming down onto your forearms and then pressing back up into that plank. So whichever position you need to be in, with your knees lifted or knees down to support, just try and keep those hips tucked nice and low. Don't pike the bum up as you do this, or sag the hips either. So set yourself up in that plank, whichever position you want to be in, and then you're coming down onto your forearms and then rotating back up onto your hands. So just take your time. It's quite a demanding one on the arms, but that's why you're here, right? To build strength. You're doing so well. You're halfway. So if you need to take a moment to shake out the arms, you can, and reset. Really good.
10 seconds.
Really, really good, guys. You're all doing really well. You have just 5 seconds left on the clock, and then we're going to come down onto our stomachs.
Rest.
So from here, we're going to come into bow pose. So option 1, you can just do a simple locust lift, inhaling to lift, exhaling to lower. Option 2, same hand to same foot, comes back, keeping one arm and leg long. Inhale to lift and kick, exhale to lower. Option 3, both hands to both feet. Inhale to lift and kick, exhale to lower. So pick your progression, set yourself up wherever you're at, and then inhale to lift, maybe hold for a count of 2, exhale to lower, inhale to lift, exhale to lower. If you want to make it harder, hold for longer at the top of your bow. Think about kicking back into those hands, lifting your chest higher, bringing the feet up higher. Really, really good. You're over halfway. So just take your time.
10 seconds.
Remember to inhale as you lift and exhale as you lower. That will help you. You have just 3 seconds left, and rest. The next movement is a tuck to boat. So you're going to come into a seated position. Finding your tuck position with your toes on the floor or toes lifted, you're just simply going to extend the legs and come back to that tuck. If you want to, you can do single legs, or you can just do tuck crunches, whichever you prefer. Pick your progression, set yourself up in that seated position, and then come into that tuck. And whichever progression you're going with, extend or crunch, and then come back, extend or crunch. Just try not to sink into the lower back. Try and keep that chest nice and lifted throughout. And if you want to make this harder, you can hold in that boat position for just a few counts and then come back to that tuck.
Halfway there.
So you're over halfway. Nice work. Really good. Nice, Anna. You're holding for quite a long time. That's it, Julie. Try and keep that chest up nice and high as you do this. If you need to reset, then feel free. So try not to lower yourself back. Try and keep nice and high, and then come to those tuck positions. So rest moment, and we're on to the next movement. The next one is a goddess to shoulder tap. So we're coming into our goddess squat, finding that 90-90 angle with the knees, hands on the knees, and you're just going to take the shoulder across to the opposite knee and switch sides. So you're pressing against that inner thigh. So finding that 90-90 angle, switching from side to side. Obviously, the lower you can hold this squat position, the harder you're going to find this. Take your time to reset. Come up in the middle if you want to, and then get down low. So you're trying to bring that body parallel with the thighs and press away from that opposite knee. You're over halfway. You should really feel this in your thighs. You're doing so, so well. You've just got one more movement left of this round, and then you get another whole minute's rest.
10 seconds.
Really good, girls. Amazing. And in 3, 2, 1, relax. We're going to come down now into our lizard lunges. So finding ourselves in that down facing dog. One foot comes outside of the hand, and then you're going to send the elbow just past. So just keep the foot just slightly behind. For the first half, you're going to do one side, pressing towards the ground. If you need to, you can drop the knee to the floor to help support. Just opening up that hip and finding that strength in the arm. At halfway, we will switch. So set yourself up, lizard lunge. Just send that elbow just past the shin. Reach the heart forwards. Keep looking forwards as you do this. You should feel this on your arms and in your hips. Keep squeezing those knees or thighs to lift the knees away from the floor. You're doing really, really well. You're just coming up to halfway, so step back and switch sides. And then repeat on the other side. So this one, keep looking forwards. The temptation is to keep looking down. You want to find that nice long spinal extension as you lower the body to the floor. And keep squeezing that thigh to keep that knee off the floor at the back if you've got it lifted. And rest. You've got a whole minute's rest. So refresh, grab a drink. You've got your cardio round next. And then we will begin our cool down. Brilliant work, girls. You're doing really, really well. So the first movement of the next cardio round is a plank jack. So option, just take this easy. So you're coming into your plank position and you're simply just jumping out, jumping in, jumping out, jumping in. Option to step out, step in. And you can also do this on your forearms if you prefer, that's easier. Jump in, jump out, wherever you need to be. Take your time, rest in the middle if you need to. You have 10 seconds left, so set yourself up in that plank position. Keeping those hips nice and tight, remember. And then jumping in and out. Obviously, the more jacks you do, the more cardio and calories you're gonna burn. But it does get pretty nasty pretty quick, so just take your time. Try and concentrate on keeping that core nice and tight, keeping those hips tucked low. Don't let that bum hike up. You're just coming up to halfway.
Halfway there.
You're doing really, really well. This is a good cardio one for the heart, but also a strengthening one for the arms. So keep moving. And then
10 seconds.
You've got 10 seconds left. So see if you can do 3 more. Really good. And in 3, 2, 1. Relax. The next movement we are going to do is a jumping lunge. So option to stick with that alternating lunge where we tap the knee to the floor as before, or you can come into that jumping lunge, moving from one side to the other. Option to do the cactus arms that I'm doing, or just keep your arms still, whatever you're comfortable with. So set yourself up and then step back into that lunge, tap the knee, and then option to step or jump, whichever you prefer. Just go easy if you're not used to jumping. Take your time to steady yourself each time. Really good. Nice work.
Halfway there.
Doing so well. Nice. You're over halfway. You've got just coming up to 10 seconds left on the clock. So see if you can get 2 or 3 more each side. Keep moving. You've got 25 seconds rest in 3, 2, 1. The next movement we are going to do is a crisscross crunch. So you're going to come into your down facing dog position, send one leg up, and then you're going to take the knee to the opposite elbow, step back, and then knee to the opposite elbow. So it's using that tiger curl that we've been doing, but we're now taking it forwards to opposite elbows. So squeeze that core. Keep pressing away from the ground. So when you're doing this, if you can keep that knee high, keep planching through the arms to lift and create space to bring that knee through in. It should be quite core intensive. It might also be quite arm and shoulder intensive. Doing so well. Really good. Nice work. You're over halfway. So just keep moving. See if you can repeat the same number of reps if you're keeping count. As you did in the first half, keep up that pace. Nice work. Really good. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The next movement is garland to chair pose. So we're going to jump from one to the other. You're going to come into your garland and then you're going to jump, catch in chair, come back to garland. Option to step in and step out if you need to, but if you can jump, that's obviously landing, helping you with your cardio as well. So just think about keeping that weight sat back in the heels as you transition from one to the other. Nice work. Really good. Try and keep those chests high as you do this. Have that nice upright torso as you come from one to the other. You can add the arms, you can leave the arms, do wherever you need to be with the arms. You've done enough with your poor little arms. Really good, girls. Nice work. You are coming up to 10 seconds left on the clock, so see if you can get 1 more of each in, at least maybe 2. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Final movement. We're coming into that chaturanga flow and we're progressing this week. So last few weeks we've been doing that vinyasa where you do high plank, low plank, cobra, and then up dog or down dog, sorry. And this time we're going to chaturanga through. So you're coming through into that dive bomb, either through to cobra or up dog, tuck the toes, press back. So set yourself up into that down facing dog position. Think about scooping that chest through, just like we did at the start with that child's to cobra. Flip the toes, see if you can keep those knees lifted, and then flip the toes back and press back to down facing dog. So challenge for this week is to keep those knees off the floor and come all the way through into that up dog position. Nice work. Take your time. This isn't about reps for this one. The longer you take on that dive bomb down, the harder it's going to be. Really good. So if you need to, you could always drop to the knees and then scoop through and press up so you get to grips with that feeling. And relax. You are done. So grab some water if you need to. And then when you're ready, just come and join me at the back of the mat in your extended child's pose position. And just catch your breath. Really good. Nice work, girls. So just take 2 or 3 deep breaths for me. Breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Focus on that expansion across the upper back. Feel your shoulder blades separate and then sink back closer together. When you've taken 3 deep breaths, we're just slowly going to come up onto our hands and knees, and we're going to come into a half lizard lunge. So taking the left foot outside of the left hand, reach the heart forwards. Think about feeling that stretch in the glute and down the back of the hamstring. So you're kind of pulling back in the hip and reaching forwards with the heart. So you're kind of getting this push-pull motion with your body. You should feel a stretch in the upper leg. Take a nice deep breath in. Exhale. One more deep breath all the way in. Exhale. From here, you're going to take left hand back to right foot, bringing that heel in towards your glute, just pulsing it a few times, and then holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release, and we'll switch sides. So right foot comes outside of right hand, finding that half lizard lunge kneeling position. I don't really know what to call it. You're pulling back in the hip and reaching forwards with the heart. So you're feeling that stretch in the hamstring, but also round the hip and maybe into the glute too. Take a nice deep breath all the way in. Exhale. 2 more. 1 more. Exhale completely. And then reach back up and over with that right hand, grabbing a hold of that left foot if you can, bringing the heel in towards the glute, maybe pulsing it a few times, and then hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, release. And then we're going to swivel ourselves around, come onto our backs, and just bring your knees in towards your chest, hug them with both arms, rock from side to side, massage that lower back. And then when you're ready, just take the hands out in a T-shaped position, palms facing down, drop the toes to the floor, keep the heels lifted, and we'll just come into a few window wipers to finish, dropping the knees from side to side, releasing off that lower back, releasing off the spine, unraveling any tension. One more rotation each side. And then gently bring the knees back in towards your chest. Hug them again with both arms. Rock from side to side. And then whenever you're ready, just roll over onto the right side of your body and gently come all the way up to seated. And we'll take one final deep inhale as we lift our hands up above our heads, palms together. And as we exhale, to the forehead, kind thoughts. To the lips, kind words. To the heart, kind feelings. Namaste. Well done, ladies. You all did so well. You can unmute yourselves if you want to.
Cheers, Harry.
No worries.
Thank you.
Good. See you later.
Thanks.
That's all right. Sorry, Julia, just seen your chat. How did you find that? Was that okay?
Yeah, it was good. It was really good. Thank
Brilliant.
you. It's good to do it first thing in the morning.
Yeah, no, it's a good awakening one. Brilliant. Oh, well, hopefully see you again next week.
Yeah, see you next week. Bye.
Catch you later.
Thank you very much.
See you later, girls. If anyone wants to ask me any questions, I'm always here, but feel free to go. Ah, bless you. I'll go.
Thank you.
That's okay. Can you feel the difference between the other weeks where the, oh, I should quit that rather than turned it off. It's getting really loud again. So yeah, it should be a lot harder now.
Yeah, it's definitely, I can feel the progression more.
Yeah, but that's good. Ah, brilliant.
Are you still free for a walk later?
Yeah, I think so. I just need to check my diary because my new bedrock job has just been filling up my diary with so many meetings. I literally have like 3 days a week for them. And yesterday I said to James, like, I reckon about 4 hours out of the 8 that I should have been working in bloody meetings, getting given more work. And then Thursday, I've got 5 hours worth of meetings. And I know it's going to be like all work.
Yeah.
But then where do I fit the work in? Like if I'm always in a meeting.
Are you meeting?
Yeah, and it's all like everything's got to be done by the end of March. There's a couple of things that need to be done by like the end of next week, and I'm like, can people stop tracking me in, please?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, is that cool? Like, do I need to be here?
Yeah, well, I do need to. I'm just assuming because I'm new, everyone's like excited and like, oh, Harriet can do this, Harriet can do that,
Yeah.
and that's great. But I'm hoping this will chill out once they've got over the excitement of having me on board and they've given me what they need to do, because I don't know how I'm going to do the job if I'm always in the bloody meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, just give me a brief, I'll get on with it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might have to be a half-hour one rather than a...
Yeah.
But yeah, let me check my diary and I'll let you know. Yeah, because I've got 3 hours of teaching this morning before I even get to the dentist.
Oh, God.
I know. I've gone from like 0 to 150, but yeah.
Bless you. Well, yeah, just let me know. If it doesn't work, then that's obviously absolutely fine. Just let me know.
Okay, I'll let you know now while I'm like in the zone and thinking about it. Oh, brilliant.
Thank you.
I'll catch you later. Bye.
Bye. Bye.